Imagine a hero with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. Someone who can manipulate matter itself, read minds at cosmic levels, and regenerate from any injury. But what if this same hero was haunted by an internal darkness so vast and terrible that he had to erase himself from the world's memory? Meet the Sentry, Robert Reynolds, Marvel's answer to Superman, but with a complexity and tragedy that make him frighteningly unique. Today, we'll dive into the anatomy and almost divine powers of the Sentry. Can he defy death? Could he in fact defeat DC's supreme icon if he wanted to? Get ready to unravel the secrets of Earth's most powerful man and his shadow. But before we unravel the mysteries behind Robert Reynolds, we have a small favor to ask. If you're a fan of comics and superhero universes, show your support. Subscribe to the channel. It's just one click for you, but it means the world to us to continue bringing content like this. And don't forget to leave a like if you enjoy the video. Now, let's begin. Who is the Sentry? And how did an ordinary man become Earth's most powerful being? It all began with Robert Reynolds, an ordinary man struggling with addiction and life. Desperate, he broke into a laboratory and, instead of finding what he was looking for, discovered the substance that would change his life and the Marvel Universe forever: the Golden Sentry Serum. This serum wasn't just any accident. It was the final result, unintentional, but final, of Project Sentry, a secret attempt by the United States and Canadian governments to replicate and improve the super soldier serum that created Captain America. But they failed. The experimental materials were abandoned until Robert found them. By consuming the serum, Robert didn't just gain superpowers. He underwent an unprecedented biological and energetic transformation. The serum triggered what was described as a phase shift effect in every atom of his body. Think about it. Every particle of Robert Reynolds was altered at a fundamental level. This phase shift connected him to an extra-dimensional energy source or an alternative time stream, a source fantastically described as the energy equivalent to 1,000,000 exploding suns. His body became a channel for this colossal energy, making him capable of generating, absorbing, and manipulating vast amounts of power. This is why he's often called Marvel's Superman. His strength derives from a source of pure and powerful energy that his body, transformed by the serum, can access and process. His physiology was chemically enhanced to a point where he became literally insane. He wasn't just stronger or faster, he was a new class of being. And this unique biological transformation is the foundation of all his incredible abilities. Let's dive into his abilities, starting with those that touch on the very essence of life and matter. His incredible biokinesis ability. The Sentry possesses a frightening mastery over life at its most fundamental level. Derived from his broader ability of molecular manipulation, yes, he can rearrange atoms and molecules. The Sentry's biokinesis allows him to control, repair, and even reanimate biological material. On the more benign spectrum, he can heal injuries almost instantly, both in himself, a regenerative healing factor that rivals Wolverine's or Hulk's, and in others. There was a case where he healed his therapist's daughter's spinal problems with a simple touch. This demonstrates precise control and the ability to restructure damaged or defective living tissue. But the Sentry's biokinesis isn't limited to healing. In moments of desperation or anger, he has demonstrated how terrifying this power can be. There was an instance where, in a fit of rage linked to the void, he caused breast cancer in a widow as punishment. This isn't just healing, it's total control over another person's biology, capable of inflicting diseases at the cellular level. This brings us to the big question. Can his biokinesis bring the dead back to life? The answer is, apparently, yes. The Sentry has demonstrated the ability to reanimate deceased beings. The most shocking example occurred when Ultron murdered his wife, Lindy. Consumed by grief and shock, the Sentry, almost instinctively, brought her back to life with a touch. He himself was stunned by what he had done, indicating that, in moments of extreme emotional turbulence or need, his powers can go beyond his conscious control, accessing divine capabilities that he barely understands. The ability to manipulate molecules and life itself suggests that he can, theoretically, reorganize the cells of a dead body and infuse it with vital energy, simulating or achieving resurrection. However, the circumstances seem to be extreme, and it's not something he does routinely or with controlled ease. But molecular manipulation and biokinesis are just the tip of the iceberg. Robert Reynolds' transformation granted him an arsenal of powers that place him among the most formidable beings in the Marvel multiverse. How physically strong is the Sentry? Describing the Sentry's strength is challenging, as the upper level is often stated as unlimited. He belongs to the Class 100 Jiayuan category, meaning he can lift well over 100 tons without perceptible effort. But his feats go far beyond that. He has demonstrated being able to tear Carnage's entire body, an incredibly durable symbiote, with his bare hands, confront and physically dominate powerhouses like the Hulk. He even broke the legs of a powerful version of the Hulk without breaking a sweat, and Thor easily stopped Mjolnir and defeated him in combat. Defeat She-Hulk and Captain Marvel in fights. In a terrifying moment, he tore the body of the god of war, Ares, in half. His strength was such that he destroyed the Sentry World's moon to try to trap the Void. He wielded and broke the cosmic axe of Terex the Tamer, a herald of Galactus. His strength seems to increase or decrease depending on his mental state and his connection to the Void and solar energy. When merged with the Void, he becomes virtually invincible, and his strength reaches cosmic levels, capable of challenging Galactus-level entities. The ability to absorb solar energy only complements and amplifies this strength, just as it does with DC's Superman. But it's not just brute force. The Sentry is incredibly fast. His speed is not limited to running or flying fast. It encompasses his reflexes, his thinking, and his reaction capacity. He can easily move at supersonic speeds and even transvelocities. His speed feats include catching bullets in midair, dodging attacks in milliseconds, and, most impressively, flying to the sun in a matter of moments. To contextualize, sunlight takes about 8 minutes to reach Earth. The Sentry got there in a fraction of that time, suggesting he can move considerably faster than the speed of light, possibly distorting space-time around him at minor levels. Just like some of the fastest speedsters in fiction, complementing his speed, the Sentry possesses enhanced superhuman senses. His hearing is so acute that he claims to be able to hear the beat of a butterfly's wings from miles away and can isolate specific sound frequencies amid ambient noise. His vision allows him to locate a single person on Earth while flying at great altitudes. These enhanced senses make him almost impossible to catch by surprise, allowing him to react to threats even before they fully materialize. A notable characteristic of his enhanced physiology is his insane endurance. The Sentry is virtually incapable of feeling fatigue. His muscles process energy so efficiently that they don't produce the toxins that cause fatigue in normal humans or even most superhumans. He can perform feats of extreme strength and speed for indefinite periods without feeling the slightest sign of exhaustion. This, combined with his perfect agility, coordination, and balance, makes him a relentless combat machine. Let's talk about other powers that are part of his energetic anatomy. His photokinesis powers. As his body channels the energy of the sun and millions of suns, it's no surprise that he can generate and manipulate light. He can emit beams of light energy with complete control over intensity, color, and direction. This can range from powerful optical beams capable of incinerating targets to blinding light pulses that can incapacitate opponents. Interestingly, his light can also have psychological effects. He used a pulse of light to calm the enraged Hulk, showing that his energy manipulation is not purely destructive but can influence mental states, perhaps exploiting the duality of his own being. Light versus darkness. He can also manipulate ambient light to become invisible. In addition to projecting light, he can generate powerful energy blasts, either through his hands or his eyes, optical blasts, using heat, light, or channeled kinetic force. Beyond all this, the Sentry possesses vast psionic powers. Although his physical strength and energy control are more visual, his mental abilities are equally terrifying. He is an Omega-level telepath, considered by many, including the formidable Emma Frost and Professor X, as one of the most powerful telepaths, if not the most powerful, in the Marvel Universe. His telepathy is not limited to reading minds. He can manipulate, implant false memories, as he did with writer Paul Jenkins to create his own origin story and hide the Void, and, more drastically, erase the existence of himself and the Void from the minds of all beings on Earth. This colossal feat of mental manipulation shows the scale of his psionic power and the depth of his internal torment, desire for oblivion. He has also demonstrated telekinesis, capable of moving objects with the force of his mind, such as stopping Mjolnir in mid-air without touching it. He can create powerful psionic force fields. Another notable ability, linked to his cosmic energy, is the capacity to share or lend his powers. He can channel his energetic essence to others, temporarily granting them superhuman abilities. This was seen when he helped the Hulk or when he transformed Billy Turner into his helper, Scout. This demonstrates an altruistic aspect of his power, although it can also have dangerous implications. With all this power, is he immortal, invulnerable, and what are his weaknesses? The Golden Sentry Serum seems to have granted Robert Reynolds a form of immortality. He doesn't age, and his regenerative healing capacity combined with molecular manipulation and the possibility of self-resurrection, as he demonstrated by bringing others back and implicitly himself, if destroyed, makes him practically impossible to be permanently killed by conventional or even superhuman means. Very few weapons or powers seem capable of inflicting lasting damage on his physical form. He doesn't feel pain or fatigue, which reinforces this functional invulnerability. However, the Sentry is not without weaknesses, and his greatest vulnerabilities are not physical, but mental. Despite his genius mind and Omega-level psionic powers, Robert Reynolds' psyche is incredibly fragile and unstable. He suffers from agoraphobia, severe anxiety, hallucinations, and paranoid delusions. The vast power he holds seems to be an overwhelming burden for his mind. This instability makes him susceptible to mental manipulation, not by common telepaths, he can resist most, but by those who can exploit his traumas, fears, and the void. Dr. Strange, a master of magical illusions, couldn't trap him, but entities or individuals who understand or can exploit the duality of his mind, Sentry versus Void, can deeply affect him. His lack of control over the full extent of his powers is also a weakness. He often operates without full awareness of what he's capable of, especially biokinesis and molecular manipulation at their highest levels, unless he's under extreme stress. There are some specific physical, energetic weaknesses worth noting. Antimatter. There seems to be a susceptibility to antimatter, especially in confrontation with Anti-Man, who has an intrinsic connection with antimatter, indicating that certain types of energy or matter can nullify or disturb his unique physiology based on energy and molecular manipulation. Negative zone. For reasons not fully explained, perhaps linked to the nature of his energy source, the negative zone seems to physically weaken him, while ironically strengthening the void. Although he overcame this after the merger, it's a significant historical weakness. Specific energy attacks. While resistant to most energies, he has demonstrated vulnerability to chi-based attacks or certain forms of cosmic energy manipulated by sufficiently powerful beings. This suggests that, although he resists physical damage, his energetic anatomy can be directly attacked by specific types of energy. But his most significant and defining weakness is, without doubt, the void. It's not an external enemy, but the physical and energetic manifestation of his darkest impulses, his repressed side, the antithesis of everything the Sentry represents. The void is the price of his power, and the fight against it is the constant battle in Robert Reynolds' soul. The more powerful the Sentry becomes, the more powerful the void also grows. Considering all this, let's revisit the big questions from our title. Could the Sentry really kill Superman if he wanted to? This is a heated debate among fans and a fascinating hypothetical confrontation. Both are supers, but their power sources and weaknesses are different. Power. Both have divine-level strength, speed, and invulnerability. The Sentry's unlimited strength and FTL speed put him on the same raw physical level. Power source. Superman efficiently uses yellow solar energy. Sentry uses a cosmic, multiversal energy of millions of suns, processed by his unique physiology. The Sentry's source may be conceptually vaster. Invulnerability. Superman has specific weaknesses. Kryptonite. Magic. The Sentry's invulnerability comes from molecular manipulation and regeneration, making him resistant to direct physical damage and many types of energy. Additional powers. Here, the Sentry has an advantage. Fundamental level molecular manipulation, biokinesis, is something Superman doesn't possess. The ability to restructure Superman's matter, or inflict diseases at the cellular level, is a potential deciding factor. His Omega-level psionic powers also represent a direct threat to Superman's mind, which, although powerful, is not typically portrayed as having telepathic resistance at this cosmic level, unless there are specific exceptions. The void, if manifested, would add a layer of unpredictability and malice that Superman rarely faces in its purest form. Considering molecular manipulation, psionic powers, and the unpredictable nature of the void, it's highly likely that the Sentry could defeat and even kill Superman in a direct confrontation, especially if not contained by his own mental instability. Control over Superman's matter and mind would give the Sentry paths to victory that don't just involve overpowering his strength. It would be a cataclysmic battle, but the Sentry's unique abilities give him a strategic and conceptual advantage. And can he bring the dead back to life? As we discussed with Biokinesis, the example of Lindy suggests that, yes, he can. His ability to manipulate molecules allows physical restructuring, and the connection with cosmic energy perhaps provides the necessary spark. However, it seems to be a capacity that emerges in moments of great emotion or need, and not a tool used casually. The implications of this ability are vast and terrifying. Conclusion: the Sentry is a paradoxical and fascinating figure in the Marvel Universe. He is the pinnacle of superhuman power, with strength, speed, senses, biokinesis, molecular manipulation, photokinesis, and telepathy that place him in the pantheon of the most powerful beings. His anatomy, transformed by the Golden Sentry Serum, is the source of almost divine capabilities, allowing him feats such as resurrecting the dead and potentially defeating even Superman. But he is also a tragic reminder that the greatest power can come with the greatest burden. His mental instability and the constant battle against the void make him unpredictable and dangerous. He is not just Marvel's Superman. He is a study on absolute power and the fragility of the human mind that holds it. A hero or a ticking time bomb? What did you think of the analysis? Is the Sentry on par with DC's Superman? What other heroes could he defeat with his powers? Leave your comments below. We'd love to know your opinion. And if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next dives into the comic book universe. Feel free to check out other videos here on the channel. Until next time,